Welcome to English Practice Every Day. Today we will practice these 10 noun-verb collocations. Noun-verb collocations at the beginner's level. The beginner's level with simple example sentences in various tenses. Let's start. Please speak out loud with me. 1. Clock ticks. Clock ticks. The clock ticks loudly in the silent room. The clock ticks loudly in the silent room. The clock ticked every second as I waited. The clock ticked every second as I waited. The clock has ticked away many hours today. The clock has ticked away many hours today. The clock will tick steadily throughout the night. The clock will tick steadily throughout the night. The clock is ticking, counting down the minutes. The clock is ticking, counting down the minutes. 2. Bees buzz. Bees buzz. Bees are buzzing near the hive. Bees are buzzing near the hive. Bees buzzed past my ear yesterday. Bees buzzed past my ear yesterday. Bees will buzz when the flowers bloom. Bees will buzz when the flowers bloom. The bees had buzzed away by evening. The bees had buzzed away by evening. Bees buzz around the flowers in the garden. Bees buzz around the flowers in the garden. 3. Plants grow. Plants grow. The plants grew taller after the rain. The plants grew taller after the rain. Plants grow quickly with enough sunlight. Plants grow quickly with enough sunlight. The plants will grow even more next month. The plants will grow even more next month. The plants are growing rapidly in the greenhouse. The plants are growing rapidly in the greenhouse. The plants have grown a lot since we last measured them. The plants have grown a lot since we last measured them. 4. Planets orbit. Planets orbit. Planets orbit the Sun in the solar system. Planets orbit the Sun in the solar system. Planets have orbited in these paths for eons. Planets have orbited in these paths for eons. Planets are orbiting the Sun at different speeds. Planets are orbiting the Sun at different speeds. Planets orbited the young star millions of years ago. Planets orbited the young star millions of years ago. The planets will orbit their respective stars indefinitely. The planets will orbit their respective stars indefinitely. 5. Stars twinkle. Stars twinkle. Stars twinkle brightly in the night sky. Stars twinkle brightly in the night sky. Stars twinkled over the desert horizon. Stars twinkled over the desert horizon. Stars will twinkle as the night deepens. Stars will twinkle as the night deepens. Stars are twinkling above us right now. Stars are twinkling above us right now. Stars have twinkled through the clear atmosphere tonight. Stars have twinkled through the clear atmosphere tonight. 6. Waves crash. Waves crash. Waves crash against the rocky shore. Waves crash against the rocky shore. Waves will crash louder as the tide comes in. Waves will crash louder as the tide comes in. The waves crashed with fury during the storm. The waves crashed with fury during the storm. Waves have crashed ceaselessly all afternoon. Waves have crashed ceaselessly all afternoon. Waves are crashing onto the beach at this moment. Waves are crashing onto the beach at this moment. 7. Engine roars. Engine roars. The engine is roaring loudly now. The engine is roaring loudly now. The engine roars as the car speeds up. The engine roars as the car speeds up. The engine roared when he started the vehicle. The engine roared when he started the vehicle. The engine has roared since we left the garage. The engine has roared since we left the garage. The engine will roar as it accelerates down the highway. The engine will roar as it accelerates down the highway. 8. Insects crawl. Insects crawl. Insects crawl all over the picnic blanket. Insects crawl all over the picnic blanket. Insects will crawl out when it gets warmer. Insects will crawl out when it gets warmer. Insects crawled out of the cracks in the wall. Insects crawled out of the cracks in the wall. Insects are crawling on the ground near the plants. Insects are crawling on the ground near the plants. Insects have crawled into every corner of the room. Insects have crawled into every corner of the room. 9. Flowers bloom. Flowers bloom. Flowers bloom beautifully in the spring. Flowers bloom beautifully in the spring. Flowers are blooming all over the garden right now. Flowers are blooming all over the garden right now. Flowers bloomed in every color imaginable last year. Flowers bloomed in every color imaginable last year. Flowers have bloomed earlier than expected this year. Flowers have bloomed earlier than expected this year. Flowers will bloom again when the weather gets warmer. Flowers will bloom again when the weather gets warmer. 10. Tragedy strikes. Tragedy strikes. Tragedy will strike if we are not careful. Tragedy will strike if we are not careful. Tragedy strikes when you least expect it. Tragedy strikes when you least expect it. Tragedy struck the small town last winter. Tragedy struck the small town last winter. Tragedy is striking in various parts of the world today. Tragedy is striking in various parts of the world today. Tragedy has struck our community many times before. Tragedy has struck our community many times before. That's all for this collocations practice session. Please keep practicing these collocations in your daily life to become more fluent in your speech. In our next video, we will learn and practice more such collocations. Bye for now.